I'm going to call the meeting to order. It is February 16th at 6:33. Abby, can you call the roll?
Mr. Arberton.
Present.
Ms. Carlisle. Here. Mr. Wellen. Ms. Iwamoto.
Here.
Mr. McTighe.
Here.
Mr. Toracchia.
Here.
Mr. Ramirez. I hereby certify that the notification of this meeting and the library board of trustees was made.
So we have an item of business, just as we're getting started here, approval to hire executive director. Whereas the Cleveland Heights University Heights Library Board of Trustees advertised and interviewed candidates for the position of the executive director of the library. And whereas the interviews were conducted with the entire board and staff members also interviewed final candidates, now therefore be it resolved that the library board of trustees wishes to appoint Gail Kortensky as executive director of the Cleveland Heights University Heights Public Library. And her term of office shall be from February 23rd, 2026 until the organizational meeting in 2027. And her salary will be $135,000. I would like to make a motion to approve this. Is there a second? Any discussion? We're all very excited.
Very excited.
Can I get a roll call vote?
Mr. Arberton.
Aye.
Ms. Carlisle. Yeah. Ms. Iwamoto.
Yes.
Mr. McTighe.
Yes.
Toracchia.
Yes.
Mr. Ramirez.
I think the next item are the oaths office. So if you would do more.
Yes.
Good
Good evening. My name is Michael Brennan. I am a notary public for the state of Ohio. And I'm delighted to have the honor of swearing in numerous folks who need to be sworn in this evening.
Go up in that corner and then you can rotate, receive it. Thank you. You can just watch your step.
Thank you. So, shall we go with the new board member first? The returning board member with the new term.
Make sure that you're not in the projector.
Oh.
You'll have words on very, will you move the
Good point. Thank you.
And just a little closer.
I'll read the stories.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Cleveland Heights University Heights Public Library, Cuyahoga County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereinafter to be enacted during your term in office?
I do.
Thank you. Congratulations and thank you. We're here to continue to serve.
I
think it's actually.
Oh,
I was like, my name was not the thing.
You don't have power,
Very good. So we have an Iwamoto president, Patty Carlisle vice president, Tom Matai secretary. So we will raise your right hands and repeat after me. Excuse me, you don't have to repeat, just listen.
That's not.
And then if you affirm, you'll say I do. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as officers of the Board of Trustees of the Cleveland Heights University Heights Public Library, Cuyahoga County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereinafter to be enacted during your term of office? I do. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. So, Gail, words hands. Me. And then here's the Okay,
Get away from the door, you know, get away from the photo op.
so we'll now administer oaths of office to Gail Bortansky. That's it.
Yes.
Executive Director, and Deborah Herman, Fiscal Officer. And if, so firmly say I do, you'll raise your right hand, repeat that, or you raise your right hand and respond with I do, if you so affirm. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as clerks of the Board of Trustees of the Cleveland Heights University Heights Public Library, Cuyahoga County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereinafter to be enacted during your term of office? Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
So Michael, very humble tonight. He not only is a notary public, but he's also the chairman. What are you, the ambassador?
Yeah, I am the Regional Outreach Ambassador of the American 250 Ohio Commission.
Oh, very good.
So the commission is based in Columbus. Most of the commission staff is based in Columbus. I, of course, am based up here.
Yay.
So I'm the local face of the semi-quincentennial effort here in Ohio. Say that 5 times
Oh,
fast.
boy.
Bicentennial was a lot easier.
Yes, yes.
And with that, we'll just say American 250 Ohio.
Right, and formerly the mayor of University Heights, for which we are very grateful. Thank you very much for coming, sir.
Appreciate it. And it's my honor to perform the service we have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And before we continue, Gail, would you like to introduce us to your family?
Oh, my family, yes. My family that came, this is my brother Tom, that's my son Elliot, that's my father Robert, that's my other son Theodore, and that's my mom Carol.
Hello. We may not see for much for a little while. Just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you. Yeah.
If you're ever free on Monday nights, we're always here. Please come.
We also have visitors from Staff Association. We have Bettina Meiser. And from the Friends Group, we have Raujeen. Do you have a report?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Okay. So the Friends will be participating in the Black History Month celebration at the Rec Center on February 21st from 12 noon to 4 o'clock. And we will have a table, the Friends table, and we'll also solicit membership into Friends. We'll be giving away African American books, and we will be looking for more events like this to participate. Also, we launched a fundraising campaign at the Thank You Going Away party for Nancy, and how we are going to execute that fundraiser is yet to be determined. That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any comments from the audience today? Not hearing any. We have a resolution of recognition that's here. So read this. Whereas Nancy Levin has served Heights Libraries with distinction and dedication as Executive Director, providing steady, thoughtful, and visionary leadership. And whereas Ms. Levin was hired in 1998 to work as a library assistant, community services, and later promoted to a young adult services coordinator before being named director in 2008. Whereas during her tenure, Ms. Levin strengthened Heights Library's role as a vital part of the community by expanding and enhancing library services, programs, and resources for residents of all ages. Whereas Ms. Levin provided strong organizational leadership by ensuring responsible stewardship of public resources and long-term sustainability of the library system. And whereas under her leadership, Heights Libraries oversaw expansion of the University Heights branch, renovation of the Coventry branch and Coventry Peace Park, expansion of the Noble branch and elimination of fines, modernization of technology and collections, and increased customer programming, positioning the library to meet the evolving needs of the community. And whereas Ms. Levin successfully guided Heights Libraries through periods of significant change, including state funding challenges and the COVID-19 pandemic with professionalism and care for both staff and patrons. And whereas she established the Fund for the Future of Heights Libraries to ensure long-term support for library capital improvements, and whereas she fostered a positive and collaborative workplace culture, supporting professional development for staff and valuing their contributions to public service. Whereas Ms. Levin built and maintained strong relationships with the Board of Trustees, municipal partners, community organizations, and residents, reinforcing public trust in Heights Libraries. And whereas her leadership and commitment have left a lasting legacy that will continue to benefit Heights Libraries and the community it serves, now therefore be it resolved that the Cleveland Heights University Heights Library Board of Trustees hereby express profound appreciation and gratitude to Nancy Levin for her years of exemplary service and leadership. Be it further resolved that the board congratulates her on her retirement and extends its sincere best wishes for continued success, fulfillment, and happiness in the next chapter of her life. And be it further resolved that this resolution upon her retirement be approved by the Board of Library Trustees and spread upon the minutes, and a copy be presented to Nancy Levin as a lasting expression of the board's esteem and thanks. And I would like to make a motion to approve this resolution of recognition. Third section.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Or Nancy.
Alright, you guys know where to go. Thank you.
Yeah, you sir.
We'll move on to the approval of the consent agenda. These have all been discussed in committee, and listing the ones listed on here: approval of the February regular meeting minutes, approval of January financial and investment reports, and approval of revised technology plan. The ETO policies in there in arrows, so we will not include that in the consent agenda. Would anyone like to pull anything else from the consent agenda? Not hearing any, I would like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Acton,
Yes.
Ms. Carlisle. Yes. Mr. Wellen,
Yes.
Ms. Iwamoto,
Yes.
Mr. Venturi,
Yes.
Mr. Rocky.
Yes.
Next item is the financial report.
Yes, besides having the pages of the financial report, a couple of notes I wanted to point out that our public library revenue fund from this January compared to last January was 27,000 less. But our real estate tax expense was 37,000 more, which I would attribute to an earlier closing date for this year's property taxes versus last year. If you look at the report's capital expenditures are significantly down this January from last year due to some large ticket items that were ordered in December of 23 and carried over until 24. I also wanted to point out there's been a lot of talk in the papers about doing away on a referendum petition with property taxes. And the governor recently came out with a statement saying that if property taxes would be abolished, that it would take between 18 and 20% sales tax to replace all of that money. And as you know, 69% of our general fund revenue comes from our real estate property tax. So that would be a significant blow to our budget if that were to happen. We published a notice for waterproofing of the south wall on the Noble Building, and we had 4 contractors attend a walkthrough last week. And bids will be submitted next Thursday and open, and hopefully we'll be able to provide you with a successful bidder at the March committee meeting. I have state auditors beginning on site next week. And then I also want to let you know that I have an anonymous records request that would take some time, as the person wants all committee packets and board packets from January 17th until the present day that discuss the Coventry Peace Building, and also wanted copies of contracts for the assessments of the buildings. Does anyone have any questions on financials?
Move to personnel. That's
Salon.
Yes, starting with a recruiting update, this is a summary of hires
from December, January and February at the library, and it includes 3 new hires against level staff, 2 promotions, 1 transfer, and 1 job offer currently in process. And actually, as of today, the job offer is actually going to go into open positions. We just learned that the candidate accepted them. So we currently have posted also a technology associate role for the lead road grant. And I've included everything that we are doing in terms of policy changes or updates for the on-time off policy that the board will be voting on tonight. And I won't go over it since we've had many discussions on it. Also wanted to provide an update that the 2025 annual performance evaluation process is underway. And if we look at our timelines, we're currently at the stage of managers and supervisors completing employee evaluations, and those are due on Friday, March 6th. I've also included a brief summary on total compensation reporting and how that will be part of our compensation philosophy moving forward. Moving on to DEIA initiatives, the Disability Affinity Group recently had a meeting on Thursday, February 5th. And I believe Nancy has shared this with the board previously, but we have 2 new co-chairs for the DEI committee for 2026 and 2027. And we'd also like to include a recognition of our outgoing DEI co-chairs, DJ Todd and Chandra Jackson, who served about 2025 to 2026. Actually, it might be 2024.
I think so, yes.
Also, we have an update from Compass Consulting. This is actually, I had Tamika send me some language in terms of where we are with the DEIA plan. And if you look at this language here, it basically summarizes that they are looking at final feedback from the DEI committee, and they're looking to have this report to the board next month as a final DEIA plan to be discussed and potentially approved at the March board meeting. We also have congratulations and thank yous to staff with January and February 2026 anniversaries for the staff training and development report. For tuition reimbursement, the library has reviewed and approved 4 staff members to receive tuition reimbursement towards their spring 2026 semesters. And the entire library staff is in a mandated cybersecurity training that the deadline for completion is March 2026. And just wanted to highlight that we had 29 staff members complete trainings in December 2025 and January 2026. Any questions to me?
We're going back to the director's report next.
I'm really hoarse, so I'll do the best I can. In the midst of the government shutdown, a very nice small thing happened that the IMLS was funded for the year and actually received a small increase to their funding. And after last year's crazy roller coaster, that's very exciting for us. We received money this year to do our ASL Storytime grant through IMLS and the state library. Heights Library is participating in the Toni Morrison celebration that is going to be happening all year. Her birthday is the 18th of February, and that is the official launch of the Toni Morrison celebration. Most of our activities start in March because every day's Tony Morris and Dave Michaels. And, but there is one event that's happening in Cleveland Heights at the Exeter Liquor Store down the street. So if you were like, it did last. Oh, it did happen, yeah. But, I just wanted to explain that ours are coming and there'll be many other. We also will be offering a library trustee workshop in Columbus and online. If anyone would like to attend this year, since we don't have a new trustee, if any of you feel like you'd like to do a refresher, okay, great, we'll get you signed up. And then they just announced that Library Legislative Day is coming. Usually we don't send board members, it's kind of a long day. But Kim will be going and I'm not sure who else.
It's Wednesday, March 18th of this year. It's a little early.
Yeah. Okay. Kim. Okay, and then included in the packet for your reading pleasure is the strategic plan report. The big news there is our big read. And Kayla, would you like to just summarize since my voice is not big enough?
Yeah, so we're very excited because Heights Libraries is leading the NEA Big Read this year in partnership with the other libraries in the county and some community partners. But the biggest thing right now is the kickoff is next Saturday, February 28th at the West Side Market from 10 to 2. We'll have 2 stalls in the main market area and we'll be giving away 800 books. So we would love to see some of you there. Both the book Bite by Bite, which is the big read, and companion text for all ages. And then there are 2 opportunities to meet the author as well. So just help us promote that and be on the lookout for more information about this.
Thank you.
Did you want me?
Sure, keep going.
Okay. We also got last year we received a grant for ASL Storytime through the State Library of Ohio. It's an LSTA grant, and we partnered with Dayton Metro Public Library and Westerville Public Library so that we could have it across Ohio. And this is really under Nancy's leadership. We were able to get this grant and make this resource guide that now libraries across Ohio will be able to use and see how really it's not too difficult to, and it's actually like a requirement to have story times for everyone. And this is one way to do that. And then we collected holiday lights again for recycling with the Cleveland Heights Green Team. And this year we collected over 1,000 pounds of holiday lights. And we recently went to the zoo and dropped this off. So there's a little share.
Mason, do you want to do yours?
Sure. Hi, I'm Mason. I'm the communications manager for the library. So a few little updates on our end. The spring Check Us Out, which covers all of the programs from March through May, has been sent to the printer. It should hit mailboxes next week. So that's very exciting. Like Kayla said, we've been working with 7 other public library systems in the county to promote Bite into Books. So that involves a lot of different marketing things, as you can imagine, like social media and emails and press releases. And so we're getting word out as much as we can about that. And as a part of that whole program, there's also around 100 free food-related programs that are being hosted throughout the county, throughout the spring. So we're working on getting all of those up on one shared website so people can go to one place and see and sign up for the programs that are happening across all of these different libraries. One exciting thing that happened at Noble is that the local artist Davon Brantley unveiled his new oil painting, which was inspired by the Noble community. Thank you, Dana, for attending, and we had some other folks attend as well. But yeah, Davon grew up in the Heights. He found his passion for the arts in the library, and we ended up writing up and pitching a story about that whole full circle moment of him starting this all off in the library and then coming back to give back with this painting that will be there indefinitely. So it should be in the Observer next month. And then this is just a silly sort of small thing, but Victor Silverman is our graphic designer and he's been experimenting with new materials lately. He found a peel and stick mural material. So that's something that could be really fun for us to look at later this year as far as beautifying our spaces and adding more color and things like that. But that's it for communications. Any questions?
No, but I think it should be noted, Mason and Kayla, you guys spoke on it, but you've done a lot of work with Bite Into Books, not only for Heights Libraries, but for all the libraries involved, working on things like the partner promotion kit and really being not only great representatives for the library, but for the whole initiative. So we're very grateful for all the extra work that I know it's taken. So it's not gone unrecognized.
Okay, now I'll just give you a summary of the government report. Trustee dinner is May 7. It is usually held in Independence, and I think it's still there. And we'll be taking your reservations. Please, it's a little bit expensive, so if you're planning on going, please show up because we don't want to not use taxpayer money though. There was an article in the Plain Dealer about this property tax issue, and Tom Suttis did a great job, so I included a copy of the whole article in my report. And then there's more information from OLC about the property tax elimination movement. And you can read through some of the links and the article sent. Hopefully people will come to their senses and realize that we have great services in Ohio, and the way we manage them is very, very well. And certainly in libraries, the return on investment is about $10 for every $1. So we hope people will think carefully before they go on elimination. Excuse me. Okay. Turn it over to
All right. Before I go into the public service report, there's a bit of a memo here on 2 pages, just talking to you about the strategic plan 2027 to 2029 facilitator and timeline. And I explained the research I did because we had decided that we used NAO-RLS for our last 2 plans, and we were just looking for something different. Although I did look again at NAO-RLS when I was preparing a spreadsheet comparing options. So Nancy and I talked, and we would like, we have entered into a verbal, not a written contractual agreement yet with OhioNet to be our facilitator. And I listed some of the reasons why. Good references, the timeline works, the price point is very reasonable, especially compared to some of the other more commercial agencies that we looked at. So I gave, in the section that says to give context, 3 of the others had much higher cost. 2 of those had $30,000 basically as a baseline. So $6,500 seems a lot more reasonable in comparison. And yet the plan was still very comprehensive. I think I mentioned they had good references. So here's what we have. In the next couple, actually I said couple, but probably 3 weeks, a more structured timeline will be developed. We'll probably begin work in April, May, but spring start. And then I will share that with the board once we have some potential dates. So you would look for different timing doodle polls, things like that to find some good dates to launch with our facilitator. Are there any questions? It's been 4 years since we've done strategic planning, since we extended our current plan. And Barry, I know you weren't here for the most recent plan, but I believe everybody else was. So are there questions about the process? Okay. I will then go into the January public service report, beginning with adult services here at Lee Road. Their highlight was about outreach and just a reminder about the book, the long-standing book discussion series that goes on at the Cleveland Heights Senior Activity Center. Heather just reminded us all about how that's been a successfully established series and it continues to draw a good crowd, especially in January, which was very, very cold and not always an appealing time to get out. For circulation, the highlight, I actually just highlighted the sort of changes and updates. Ty Emerson launched a walk-in passport appointment week. We've had those before in the past, a lot of times during spring break or sometimes in the fall. So they did a winter one, and I think he's reported they had 1/3 of their revenue for the month during that 1 week. So passport services are still really appreciated by this community, and they don't seem to be letting up in terms of traffic. Moving on to continuing education and the Yes, yeah, of course.
I heard a story about it and then I just looked just now. The nonprofit libraries have been ordered by the State Department to stop doing passports. Does that impact us? I mean,
No, some of that was state by state. So there were, I know in Pennsylvania, that was a state where, I don't know if ordered is the right word, but something like that.
ADS is ordered.
Yeah. So in Ohio, that has not happened at this time.
And we're not a nonprofit, we're considered.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna ask, because I didn't know it's
Yeah.
a governmental entity.
Right. Some libraries are 501c3s, like the libraries in the state of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So that is the distinction there. But yeah, that was a very real thing that happened. All right, back to continuing education and the HK. We didn't have a specific highlight, but Derek is here. So Derek, do you have? I know. Do you have any highlights you want to share?
Yes, we had a great turnout.
I don't understand. I know.
So Jalen's been teaching a Excel series that we had a great turnout for, even though the weather is terrible, in January and February. We had a great turnout for those workshops. Those were well attended. And I was surprised because it was pretty cold. People showed up. So yeah, that's the highlight of the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Derek's not always able to be here because he's our Monday night manager in charge, but things kind of everything aligned. All right, moving on to Coventry. And I know right now we don't have pictures, but we will get to some pictures in a bit. Maggie reported on the indoor snowball fight program, which I think was new. I don't think I recall seeing this before. So nice tie-in, and again, just kind of embracing the winter that we've had. And then at Noble, Steve did include pictures. He's got a few from their Enchanted Forest themed of their annual Storybook Ball program. So I think there are 3 different pictures. That's staff along with a customer. So staff dressed up, and then other programs as well. The dance party, and then potion making station. So these are always popular programs. Our kids at Noble like crafts, they like doing things. So that's a nice series that they have going on there. Now, new to our 2026 report, Brandon is including a safety and security services report. So we'll see that right in between Noble and University Heights. So there have been lots of improvements under Brandon's watch over the past couple of years. And I think we just celebrated your 2-year work anniversary. Yay. So we're going to start reporting on those in a more formalized way rather than just waiting for an annual report or something anecdotal from me. So the highlight was, and this was a big one, we've got improved surveillance and improved cameras at Coventry. Those cameras were old. I don't know how old, but Maggie is nodding in agreement. It was Coventry's turn to get upgrades in cameras. So we are excited about that. And that will help their staff provide better safety for the staff and the customers. University Heights, Sarah included a compliment and then she included a photograph. So the compliment was from a customer just excited about everything that they have for kids to play and use. And saying that UH is the only branch that offers educational worksheets. I mean, she was comparing UH not to our other locations, but to other Cleveland neighborhood libraries. Sarah then included just an example of one of their, not exactly a craft station, but an activity station. And then finally, youth services here at Lee Road, new exploratory study with our partnership at Case Western, and Associate Leslie Swain Fox is there leading that program, and it includes early literacy information and information for use at home. So are there any questions about the January Public Service Report before I move on to statistics? Okay, I'll move on. Thank you, so if you'll, this is a tougher, oh, sorry, you go back to the circulation breakdown.
Yeah.
So percentages of circulation type remain pretty similar with the numbers. Our streaming is still including hoop light canopy separated from overdrive because overdrive is so big. I don't have much new to report on that, but if we scroll to the next page, we will see, and it's hard to see there, but a 12,000 item increase from this January to last January. And it's nice that we're now that Noble's been open for over a full year, we can really compare apples to apples and see that this is also considering that we closed 2 days in January for service. I think we closed 1 day in January 2025 due to weather. But still we had a significantly higher circulation during that month.
It's the most since February 2020.
Yeah.
That might be. That would not surprise me. Especially the other thing that we're really starting to notice is that Noble circulation is going up. It did surpass Coventry in January, and just not that we're competing. But it's nice to see Noble circulation numbers start to crawl up. And then our visitor numbers for January, a little bit down compared to last January, but like I said, we had at least one additional day of a closure to contend with. So I think that the numbers are still comparable enough that that it's nothing to worry about. So, any questions about statistics from January?
I also just find it interesting that the visitor numbers seem slightly down, especially January being so cold, snowy this past year, but the circulation numbers are still high.
Yeah.
It just seems, it's all very interesting.
Yeah. Well, in January is a time for resolutions and people resolve to read more, use the library more. And it was so cold, people wanted entertainment at home. That's all I have.
Thanks, Kim.
Do we have anything from planning and external relations? Anything additional from operations?
No, just the resolutions of the consent agenda.
So we do have something under unfinished business and hand it over to Vikas.
All right, members of the Personnel Committee have met, discussed, and reviewed the following items and recommend approval by the Library Board of Trustees. It's approval of earned time off ETO policy updates. Whereas the Cleveland Heights University Heights Board of Trustees is responsible for establishing and improving personnel policies that support the effective operation of the library. And whereas the earned time off ETO policy has been reviewed by the Executive Director, Public Services Director, Fiscal Officer, and Human Resources Director to improve clarity, equity, and transparency while continuing to support employee work-life balance. And whereas the proposed updates clarify the purpose of ETO, standardize accrual and carryover practices, and address equity concerns related to grandfathered accruals and part-time staff. And whereas the proposed changes include reaffirming that ETO is intended to support work-life balance and is not a financial bank of hours for retirement, reclassifying grandfathered ETO accruals and providing an organization-wide increase of 2 ETO days for all job categories, manually adjusting ETO accruals for 2 affected full-time employees to ensure no loss of earned time for equity purposes, implementing updated ETO accrual tables by job grade, standardizing ETO carryover limits to a maximum of 120 hours annually with prorated limits for part-time employees, supports the library's budgetary oversight and long-term strategic financial planning, including 2 floating holidays within ETO accruals, eliminating the 90-day waiting period for use of accrued ETO, and whereas the estimated annual cost of these changes is approximately $35,000 and funding has been reviewed as part of the library's financial planning, now therefore be it resolved that the Cleveland Heights University Heights Board of Trustees hereby approve the updated earned time off ETO policy as presented, and be it further resolved that the Executive Director, Public Services Director, Fiscal Officer, and the Human Resources Director is authorized to implement these policy updates, and make any administrative adjustments necessary to carry out this resolution, and be it further resolved that the approved ETO policy update shall take effect as soon as payroll programming can be updated. I have a motion, please.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Arrington,
Yes.
Ms. Carlisle,
Yes.
Ms. Llewellyn,
Yes.
Ms. Iwamoto,
Yes.
Mr. McTighe,
Yes.
Mr. Toracchio.
Yes.
Any other items of old business? We do have at least one item of new business.
And before you move on to this, I just want to acknowledge that Brandon did send the report, speak to you afterwards, but I just wanted to acknowledge it because that was a carryover from the last meeting, so we didn't have that report update. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so the item, of new business, approval of delayed opening dates for Lee Road Library. Whereas the library executive director and administration requests the board to approve a delayed opening at the Lee Road branch on June 17th, June 24th, August 5th, and August 12th. Now therefore be it resolved, the Cleveland Heights University Heights Library Board of Trustees approves to delay the opening of the Lee Road branch, it says branch there, branch at noon instead of 9 a.m. on the above days in order to allow staff to participate in active shooter trainings and a DEIA workshop. And I would like to make a motion to approve the delayed openings. There a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
No, I think as long as we, like we talked about, advertise it to the public, similar to what you did, Mason, with the revised hours for March. That's been everywhere and that's been great. So I think as long as we have this, if someone reaches out, we'll say, we told you it's coming.
And for the record, just to let everyone know, we did select dates where the other branches are open so that people can get library service rather than doing it on a Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday.
Can you call the roll?
Mr. Arrington,
Yes.
Ms. Carlisle,
Yes.
Ms. Llewellyn,
Yes.
Ms. Iwamoto,
Yes.
Mr. McTighe,
Yes. Yes.
Are there any other items of new business? Then I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. There's a second.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Meeting adjourned at 7:16.